Hello and welcome to the 5th episode of our Falcon and Winter Soldier series cast. We are here to walk through the series with you, beat by beat, and just have a good time. My name is Joel, and this is Marcel. He'll be
Hello.
your plotsman for today. He's gonna walk us through, and he will be the plotsman for the duration of the series, which is not that much longer. It'll just be one more
One
episode.
more episode, which the fuck.
This one was a pretty long episode, I think.
Yeah, honestly, they got through a lot. Like they kind of set up literally the end. So like I'm kind of okay with the end just being a long ass fight and resolution, but like
Yeah, they like closed like half of the lines.
yeah,
So
which
like
but they did it kind of smoothly. Like I'll be real,
yeah.
I was kind of like I was a little not like disappointed, but almost like I guess I can't say disappointed because I was content how they ended it. It was just almost like
Are you gonna say
underwhelmed, I guess.
Zemo?
No, a little
Oh.
bit, but we'll get to
Yeah.
that. Like I actually really enjoyed that, but then I was also kind of like again, I'm like, oh okay. Like I think a lot of like just the plot ends just kind of had me like, all right, like
Yeah.
sure that makes sense. Like I guess you don't always really need like a brand exit for characters, but I
Yeah.
don't know. Like
And like sometimes it's like you never know when they're gonna come back but
yeah, and like with Phase 4 and everything, like it's just kind of like I don't see like I don't think we'll see these characters for a bit. So I'm kind of just like
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm excited to see the last episode though for sure. It did get me excited for next week's. So yeah, I guess it's kind of like just like yeah, I thought it was a good episode.
Yeah.
It's just yeah, it was nice.
If you haven't seen our last episodes, you can catch them on the No Thumbs Up YouTube channel. We have another podcast on there called the No Thumbs Up Podcast where we review movies. So if you like this sort of thing, you might like that.
This is pretty good. You might want to check it out, or go give it a like or whatever. We're on that too. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and if you like this sort of thing, don't forget to subscribe so you can stick around and see more of this kind of
If that's like your
tomfoolery.
thing, like if you're into it, show your parents, don't show your teachers.
Show
Don't
your
any
teachers.
authoritative
No,
figures.
no,
We don't need
because
that. We don't need
like
that.
no, but like teachers have access to a lot of kids, like, and that's how you
I don't
want
know
to
if
get
I
your
want a lot of
content.
kids seeing us either. All right, maybe just don't show anybody. That's our deal. We don't care.
Yeah,
I'm so
so
conflicted.
I think we kind of already got through our spoiler-free review. If we would just want to jump into the plot.
Yeah, basically this whole episode is just a lot of like tie-ins, right? Like it's just closing a lot of stuff and then leaving just the final thing kind of open. But the movie starts out with Walker bashing the shit out of that guy again, like kind of like giving us a quick review of what happened.
Which
But,
yeah, like one thing I don't think I really realized as much in the last episode is like when he's just like, I didn't do it. It's like, oh yeah, he didn't do it.
He did it. No, Marley's the one that killed Battlestar.
Yeah.
So like literally he's just blinded by rage being a soldier, right?
Then he runs off to another
yeah, he's
inconspicuous hangar.
Warehouse, it's typical bad guy warehouse number 16 this time.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said 16 last time, but it probably anyway. But yeah, just the most stereotypical just a garage or some shit dark warehouse, and he's standing there just rooting through his thoughts, being a big old baby back bitch. I killed Lamar's dead. I done killed a guy. Poor me. My life sucks. I really didn't like this episode. I'll be real. He just kind of the whole time. I just kind of saw him as like a.
Well,
I can.
yeah, like you really see the switch like after he
Yeah.
takes the serum. He's just like ringing the whole.
Which I love the fact that he's just a super soldier who like once he gets like everything that's happens like after this, I just love kind of like his character now. So I as much as he is like a little baby back bitch, he does actually have some really good moments in this series. Like this fight scene was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So like when he's standing there, Bucky and Sam come in and they're like, yeah, we need the shield, bro. Like you can't be killing people.
You made a
with the shield.
mistake.
You did. So then like they end up fighting, and like this is a great fight scene. Like I'm gonna be real, like Bucky comes in, he's doing something. Except Bucky gets tossed a lot by Walker in this fight scene. Like, you'd think because Bucky's a super soldier, was an assassin, for like, how badass he should be. He gets tossed around like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah,
like, thrown
but
against the wall, then his arm shorts out, and I'm like, I know they can't just have Bucky whip the shit out of him,
I think more that just says like how strong like Walker is feeling right now, because it's like no matter like
also fresh, yeah.
I mean, no matter how like Bucky only weighs so much. Like if Walker just pushes on him so hard, he's just gonna go flying.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah, but we did get to see some more of like Sam in close quarters with his wingsuit, which was awesome. I just love how acrobatic he is.
I love the spin to knock him over.
Yeah, and like he does eventually he like goes to like do this like wing move where he like flies out underneath, and then Walker just grabs him and like slams him on the ground, and then just like rips off the wings.
I am Captain America.
I love that because to me it's that transition from Falcon to Captain America of like, you don't need these anymore, but like it was so sick. It was so good.
I really liked in this scene, like it seemed like Bucky was kind of just like waiting for him to throw the shield, and as soon as he got it, he's just like, oh, I got it now. And then Walker comes up to him and he grabs it. He's like, why are you making me do this? He's like, you threw the shield at me and then came to come get it.
Yeah, literally, you started this fight. Like, we just asked for the shield back nicely, and now you're just acting like a little bitch. So, like, he deserved to get his ass well. I love when they rip the shield off, and, like, how they just dead-ass, like...
break his arm,
and just, like, rip the... Oh, it was so satisfying, because, like, we know that he doesn't deserve that shield. We know this. So just seeing that, like, violent... I love a good arm break, and, yeah, it was so good. So yeah, then that fight scene's over, and then we see Carly at the camp that like her adoptive mother was at and stuff, and it's shut down by the GRC. Reason being, because they're like, everybody this is a terrorist, and we're gonna prosecute them like they're terrorists because they were helping Carly.
One last thing I want to say about the last scene. They finish him off by Winter Soldier grabbing him and swinging him like a bat at Falcon, and Falcon just flies into his back with like the shield, and like this didn't quite hit how I wanted it to, of just him just swinging him like a bat.
I know.
But like,
I forgot about the AA. Just like tosses him into Falcon, basically.
Yeah.
That was like, okay, yeah.
I love the idea, and it was like almost there, but
it was good to see a good partner move, because I love a good combo. But it was just a little silly with like, anytime someone's getting tossed like a rag doll, it's just kind of funny.
Yeah. But yeah, back to
Oh yeah, so Carly's basically there, and she's like, "Oh my God, they took all the peoples. You know what? We're just gonna kill everybody. They can't pass this inconspicuous government bad act number 7. But we gotta make sure. It's basically the government's trying to pass an act that's saying that like everybody's going back to their country of origin, and so a lot of play on like modern day shit that's going on. But then Carly's basically like, we can't let them do that. We're gonna kill the government. And so then
wait, where are you? Because the first scene is like the fight, and then there's like the credits, and then there's Sam like basically leaving his suit with like his dude.
Yeah, I have that after this.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought the scene was in between. Unless I'm jumbled.
It's fine. We'll go through this. I don't think it is, but
yeah, because right out, it's just a quick scene, and then right after that, the heroes regroup with Torres, telling them like they say that Walker's gonna get like punished for everything.
Yeah.
And then well, Carly's escaped. They don't know where she is. And they're recruiting more followers, so like Sam's like, yeah, we should probably go after them. But then Torres is just like, yeah, sometimes doing nothing is like all you can do. So like, let's get some family time in. Yeah, like simmer down, bud. no fucking clue where she is. So you got one bad guy, good enough. You did a good job. And then Sam and Bucky decide to head home. And well, Bucky's not heading home, but they leave the wing suit with Torres because like Sam's just walking away, and Torres is like, "Yo, like,
You want this?
you want this?" And he's just like, "Nah, keep him. I don't need it. I got a shield.
Got a shield
man."
now.
Yeah, he's got the shield. So yeah, and then we see Walker getting stripped of the Captain America title in a really powerful court scene.
I love this scene. Yeah.
This scene, because again, I love this character because you can tell he's just trying to do what he thinks is right, but like he does so much that you're like, stop fucking up, just stop fucking up. You'd be so good if you just stop fucking up.
But I like when they say he's just like, there's something mandate. He's like, I know the mandate. He's like, I live my life by your mandates. He's like, I did what you said and I was good at it.
What is it? You made me.
Yeah.
Like that was like, because I love the fact, because he's a soldier, and you see so many soldiers, like war vets and shit, get like basically like, oh yeah, like go fuck yourself after like the war and stuff, right? Like you get, it's just, I don't know a whole lot to get like really political about it, but war veterans aren't apparently treated like to the best, you know? So it's like a really good, just like watching him, and even the fact that they're just like, yeah, you know, you don't get any benefits anymore or anything. They basically went through everything that you've done for nothing. We don't give a shit about you anymore. You fucked up once, we're done. So like, just that's like, yeah, like he's angry, but understandably, he's just been thrown into. He's a character that's been thrown into this position of like, oh yeah, you need to be like the symbol for like this entire country.
And the thing is like. He got reprimanded for killing this guy. Yeah, he killed him with the shield, but it's like he got all of his badges of honor for doing the same thing with a gun somewhere else.
But because he's a symbol now, he can't be doing that. Like, there's no rule book. Like, he's literally thrown into like, there was just a guy who it's like, yeah, yo, you got to be Elvis now, but don't let us down. You know, like you got to be Rock. Sorry, like, you know, there's so much pressure behind that. So again, I can't hate him. Like. You know, but yeah, he ends up having like they end up leaving the courtroom, and I love the way that his wife is looking at him because she knows who he is, you know, and just like the amount of pressure that he's been put under. So even when they're out, she's like talking to him about how they're gonna get fixed, or like how things are gonna get better. I love just that fact that his wife is still like so supportive of him, you know, because we need at least one person to like this guy, or else nobody's gonna like him, you know.
And then we have, when he leaves, Julia Louise Dreyfus. Is that how you say it?
Miss, yeah, I don't actually remember what
she's from. Seinfeld. That's what I know her from.
She is from Seinfeld. Okay, yeah, that's what it is. And her character's name is Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, or just Val for short. But don't call her Val.
From what I understand, she's like the opposite of Nick Fury and kind of is like a Hydra person.
Okay, yeah. So I'm not. Yeah, I don't exactly know. I didn't look too much into her character, so like I'm kind of just like seeing where I'm letting her be a surprise for me because she didn't hit up any bells. So I'm like, I want to just kind of see if she's in the next episode and if I actually should like be excited or not. Like I'm kind of just
I will say that's just something I heard. I don't know if that's true in this, especially because like
because they're doing a lot of plays. We still don't know who the power broker is, so. You know, maybe.
Although Carter still be acting sus again.
Yeah, she do.
I'm kind of tired of it. I just want to see what she's up to.
I know, right? But yeah, and then basically this chick's just like, hey, here's my card. It's got, when I call you, the smartest thing you could do is when I call you, you answer. And then she leaves, and the card's just blank. So then, it's kind of like, okay, that was an odd thing. Can we talk about how we're gonna like finance ourselves now, considering you're jobless and basically like the country hates you?
Yeah.
So that I felt so bad for him after that scene. I'll be real. Like he did get my because all I'm thinking, I'm like, this guy's fucked. Like for life. Like he's fucked. So what is he gonna be able to do? Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were a great applicant. We love that spirit here at Burger World, but the criminal record check pulled up that you murdered someone. And
You're also Captain America, and like literally everyone knows you. So
yeah, we can't do that. I don't feel like getting bombed.
It's like what else would he be besides a hired gun or like a vigilante after this? Like,
well, exactly. They just created a villain. That's literally like what the government did.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, and so then after that, Bucky.
Sokovia.
Oh yeah, so Sokovia. Yeah, we get the memorial and Zemo's standing in front of it, and then Bucky's there, and so the whole intent. Bucky's just got a gun, right? And he just like pulls the gun out and starts pointing it at.
But it's like shot in like that. In a way, so that you think it might be Zemo pulling the gun on Bucky.
Yeah. So like, I love it, but Zemo's just got the look, right? Because like, but I love the fact that Zemo just goes, "Yeah, I've decided I'm not gonna kill you, and I've crossed my name off your book." So like, like Zemo's basically just like, "Yeah, like I don't have anything against you, man. You're chill." And he says that like he mentions to Bucky that Carly's like irredeemable, like she's past the point of saving. And that,
he's like, you know what you got to do, yeah.
And I love when Bucky's just like, we're going to do it our way. And then, so you think that Bucky's going to shoot him, and then the gun clicks, and then the Warriors of Wakanda show up again, and they take Zemo away. They say they're going to lock him in the raft, which is basically a superhero prison.
The way I, interpreted this was, he was just faking shooting him to, almost call out the Wakandans. Because they'd be like, oh shit, he's gonna kill him, so they had to come out, and then he was like, okay, take him now.
I love it though, and I love the fact that Zemo's just like, yeah, I've already crossed my name off on your list. We Gucci. I just love that, and I just because Bucky needs that, I love
even that. Even Bucky, after he pulls the trigger, he's like, yeah.
And then so then Zemo is taken to the raft. And I would see Civil War, the comic really opens up just what the raft is, because it's a prison that I think Mr. Fantastic opened up, and in the comics literally half of the superhero population is just in jail. It's so good. But yeah, so then and then Bucky's like, yo, they're like, yeah, don't come by to Wakanda anytime soon. You've been causing a lot of shit, man. And he's just like, hey, but can you do one more thing for me? And they're like, okay.
I'm guessing it's the package.
I don't know.
I think it's the package that Falcon gets.
Yeah, that's what it is. We don't know what's in that yet. Which is, I have two theories.
Probably a suit.
It's either Captain America's suit or a Falcon suit. I'm okay with either. I'm okay with Captain America with wings, but I'm also okay with...
I was trying to think of, what would,
I don't know, bulletproof Kevlar or something.
I'm thinking it's going to be, some sort of vibranium thing where it's, then he can kind of fight super soldiers.
Yeah, which would be awesome.
Yeah. So, almost like a thin Iron Man suit or something.
Yeah. See, that's what I thought. It'd be like a Black Panther suit.
Yeah.
Bullets and shit.
Oh, true.
But then I'm also I'm so excited to see what they do. I'm really excited. Because if it's a badass Falcon suit, I'm fucking in it. If it's a badass Captain, I'm in it. I don't give a shit. Just show me a cool suit.
Yeah, and then I'm like, what do? They give him 4 wings? 6?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Fucking 18 wings on the back, 2 turrets,
Yeah.
But yeah, so then Sam returns back to Baltimore. It was Baltimore. So we to meet Isaiah. Just because Sam's you can tell he's got that look on his face of he doesn't know what to do with the shield now, and he's kind of yeah, I need to talk to the second Captain America, but we don't talk about him. So he goes, meets up with Sam, or not Sam, sorry, Isaiah, and and his fellow Isaiah begins explaining that him and his fellow African American soldiers were all given different serums. So basically, they took black troops and gave them different versions of the super soldier serum,
and told them it was tetanus shots, and then just sent them out.
Yeah, it's just sent them out to start doing shit.
And he says half of them just started dying,
dying. Yeah, they just started dying off, and then 2 of them got captured, and so instead of going to save them, they just said that they were gonna blow up the camp and just say fuck them, basically, just to get rid of the evidence. So then Isaiah went to save his men, but they basically died anyway because of the super soldier serum. And then after that, he was imprisoned for 30 years and experimented on, and like unable to see his wife. But then he says that like a sympathetic nurse like declared him dead and gave him all like his wife's letters and shit. And then he learns that his wife died. And then he just looks at Sam after this like heart-wrenching story and just goes, "You can't be Captain America. The world won't accept the black Captain America, and even then, no self-respecting man would want to do it." And he's just like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
This really, really just, again, another scene that really just pushes in like how veterans are even treated, right? Like,
But then like the fact later, like the part that really hits is like when he's just like, well, like if I don't do something, what would be the point of all of his hurt? You know, like he went through all of this shit, and like I'm not gonna force him to stand up and be this symbol, but it's like if I just let all that go to waste, that's even worse.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like even more motivating. It's just, it's such a powerful scene. It really is. And also, like, again, just a really good like play on just how even like African Americans are treated, and like it's just like it's so politically subjective, but they do it so it's not subtle at all. I'll be real. We got at it subtle like real quick, but it's very well done, and it's done tastefully instead of like instead of like glorifying, like, you know, they just do a really good job. I'm not really the
like
qualified to talk about that.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's obviously not trying to be subtle and doesn't want to be.
No.
Yeah, it's like it's
and it
very.
Shouldn't be, right? It's
really really well done.
So then Sam returns back to Louisiana to go meet up with his sister, because like his sister mentions that they're like, yeah, we can't, or his sister's kids, his nephews, right? Yeah, his nephews are like, oh, mom can't sell the boat, and he's like, wait, what? And she's like, yeah, no one wants to buy it. It's a sack of shit. So like. So then Sam's like, well, you know, how many people owe mom and dad like favors? So he starts calling people up, and this really, again, just really heartwarming scene of like, you know, you hear him like calling all like these people that he obviously grew up around, and like how close that like community is. And he, like at one point he calls someone, he's like, hey, Falcon, and he's like, yo, I need a favor, and they're like, man, anything. Like, so they come out and like help him out, and then we get this really beautiful scene of all these people like bringing stuff to fix the boat. And they got the big engine in the back of the truck, and like they're like, how are we gonna move it? Bucky just fucking one arms it like a big old dick in a locker room, right? Just picks it up, like fucking walks it over, throws it down a little hard for my taste. He threw it down quite aggressively, and like it sounded like it was gonna break, but
is also like delivering this package when he shows up. And one other thing I want to say here is like all of the music in this town. I don't know if you've ever played Last of Us, but it's mad Last of Us vibes.
Very much so. It's very beautiful.
Yeah,
in like
I love
a bleak kind of way. It's awesome.
It's like that so bow wow. It's like,
oh, it's so good. So while this time Bucky ends up staying and fixing the boat with Sam, we get a nice montage. Meanwhile,
one of the jokes
is trying to find Carly. Like that's kind of the thing.
One of the jokes I love when he first gets there is the thing starts leaking. He goes to fix it. He's like, "Why don't you use your robot arm?" He's like, "Oh, I don't always think of it. I'm right-handed." I was like, "That's so funny."
It's so true though. Like that's so good.
Even when he caught the shield, he caught it on his right arm.
I love just like I love scenes that just like humanize them, right? Because like we get so many grand, especially starting out with a really awesome fight scene against, you know, like faux Captain America. It's just really awesome.
It's nice that they dish you with that first, and then they just take their time.
Because at this point, like I said, the rest of the episode's basically them setting up the final episode, which I think we're gonna go right into like some shit just with like what happens in a bit. So like I like the fact that it's just we get like that last episode of transformation in a character, and then we get the fun fight. You know, we kind of need that. But yeah, Walker meets with Hoskins' family, and Sharon.
We also learned that they get a lead on where she might be.
On Carly,
yeah
because that's in a bit here. It's just because
That's
Bucky
that's right
meets up with
before.
Hoskins' family,
Yeah.
and then because Torres is searching. He's trying to find out where Carly is, and we find out later when he put two and two together about the bill being passed. But then so while Walker is meeting with
Hoskins.
Battlestar's family, he's like he gets like a picture, and they're like, "Oh, you got the guy, right? You got the right guy?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got him. I got the guy." And they're like, "Oh, good, because he wouldn't be happy if you didn't get the right guy." And just really just digging that knife in for her.
They were like, he was so happy that you were Captain America, and he was like, so was I.
It's so just like so much more of just like salt on the wound for Walker.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sharon, I didn't notice this actually, but Sharon calls up Batroc to offer him a job.
Calls
So
up.
Batroc is the guy that Carly meets up with, who has the weapons, who is the French dealer from the first episode that jumps out in the wingsuit, because he shows up in a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
The
I
guy
didn't
played
realize
by
that's who.
GSP, the UFC Canadian
The
fighter.
big boy.
Yeah.
So, Sharon be doing some sus shit again.
Yeah.
She's probably the power broker. Let's be real. She's probably the power broker.
She be making a lot of sus calls, so...
She do. But yeah, so then Bucky admits that when Sam gave up the shield... Oh yeah, because they're doing this awesome fucking scene where like Sam and Bucky are just tossing the shield back and forth against a tree, and it's just that tease of like, who's gonna be Captain America? Who's it gonna be?
Yeah. Also, just like the way it flies, it's just like
so
as soon as it
beautiful.
leaves, you see her hands. It's just like wom.
Oh, it's so awesome.
Yeah,
I love it. I love just that shield. So yeah, then Bucky admits that when Sam gave up the shield, he was like, "Yo, like it felt like that was like the last thing I had, because then when you gave that up, I had like no one anymore, right?" So then Sam tells him that he needs to stop like apologizing and start like basically like doing good on his list, aka referring to the Japanese guy in the beginning. So he's like, yeah, you should actually like go and do something to make, or like give these people peace of mind, because all you've been doing is pointing a gun and basically getting revenge on the people that have wronged you at Hydra. So that was really nice. And then
oh shoot, what was I gonna say?
Yeah,
never mind. Just
okay. And then so then he promises. So Bucky's leaving, and then Sam's basically like, "Yeah, I'll call you when we find anything about Carly." And then it cuts to the next scene where Carly's like basically gathering more followers, and we see this after Batroc brings weapons to her, and then they're like, "Yeah, you can get revenge on Sam for the first episode that we saw so briefly. Yeah, that deep burning revenge, you can get it." And then we see her like type on her phone, and like all these people stand up and just like come towards her, so you can see she's just like built the following.
One thing I was gonna say in that last scene is like Bucky says, he's like, like when Steve first told me that he was gonna give you the shield, like neither of us knew what it was like for like a black man to accept the shield. And like I didn't know, I don't know if that's the first time we find out, but like that Winter Soldier knew before Steve went back in time that he was gonna be.
I no, they didn't. Like the only person that knows what happened to Steve is Sam. That's it. He's the only one that knows.
Well, Bucky was there, and so was.
Hulk. Were they?
Hulk.
I have to rewatch.
Yeah, because they were the ones who set up the time machine. And
Hulk right. Yeah. You're right.
But then,
we also get a really cool montage too. I'm not sure if it's
a bit later.
It is.
Of him training.
I don't have it in my notes, but yeah, basically he's training with the shield. Sam's just doing backflips and shit, being fucking awesome, and like just running,
just about taking his own head off with the shield.
Yeah, just being like, and then we see him just like fucking nail the catch, like doing some cool shit with it. But yeah, so then basically they plan to raid the GRC while the GRC is passing the Patch Act, which is it'll force millions of refugees back home. So then we see kind of like the group like this circle. I don't know how to describe it. Like a tank or a room that people make decisions in, like a thinking room or whatever for like government politicians. And then we see all the lights go off, and then basically like we know that that's gonna start a fight scene for the next one. That's it. They basically just set up like the fight at the GRC, and then it cuts to Sam. Torres manages to catch up on the Flag Smashers location just as the raid begins to take place. So yeah, just as everything's starting to go down, Torres is like, "Yo, I know where they're gonna be," and then Sam's watching the news, and he's watching the news, and basically like they're like, "Yeah, they're gonna pass a controversial act at the GRC," and he's like, "I think I know where they're gonna be. I think I figured it out." And then so Sam goes over to the case, opens up this beautiful Wakandan tech case.
Oh, I'm so excited to see what's in there.
And then there's a mid-credit scene where we see Walker in his garage, and he's making a new shield with like his old metals and stuff, and he's just like banging away on a shield. So it's basically them saying, "Oh, he's not a Captain America, he's a U.S. agent now," which we all knew anyway, because like the first episode credits him as U.S. agent / Captain America. So like, ooh, big surprise. But yeah, I'm stoked. Like I love the fact that we kind of got that last, because every Marvel movie has that really good emotional scene before the final fight. So I think that's kind of just what this episode was just a setup.
Yeah. We tied up like a lot about the boat. We tied up like Zemo, like the Wakandans.
John, even we kind of tied up like
like he doesn't have to come back like in this series.
I have a feeling he will be at the GRC thing, but I'm also okay if he's not, or if he just has like his own thing now. But I'm excited to kind of see if he's actually going to show up for the last fight.
Yeah.
Because there's two people that want revenge on Sam right now, and then Sam's trying to like convince Carly to like stop. So my guess is Sam's finally gonna get through to Carly, and then Carly's gonna have to help with like Batroc or whatever his name is, and I'm excited. I'm just like, there's a lot of ways they can play it out, so I'm kind of excited just to see I'm excited to see that fucking suit. Okay, like I want to know what that suit is.
On their way like walking out in one of the scenes. It's like Bucky and Sam. They're saying something. It's like, oh, so we're just like a handful of dudes doing this stuff. And then he's like, well, we don't have this one guy anymore. It's, well, just a couple of dudes doing this. It just seems like a very like fourth wall breaking of just like,
they're just I love that because they're just like we're friends, co-worker, just a couple dudes. Just like it was like this whole episode was just really good for like just some Bucky and Sam content, and just
really
nice.
And then that next episode, I'm hoping, is just all gas.
Yeah, it's good. I feel like it's going to be all gas and a little bit of breaks.
And then we'll be all out of it until June, Loki. I think.
Yeah.
Which isn't too bad, but...
No. Well, they did release a trailer for Shen and the Ten Rings, so there's going to be some more Marvel Phase 4 content coming out, but we're going to start hitting the months walls of, like, having to wait.
And then I'll probably have to fill my superhero void with what is it on? What's the one that's cartoon with the dude in the yellow? Invincible.
Oh, it's so good, man! It's so good. I'm I'm like caught up every week. It's so good. I'm so excited to see because I know how it ends. I know like the big plot twist they're like leading towards because I read the comics. So I'm just like, it's basically just sitting here waiting for like this really badass moment, and so it's so good.
We didn't give any vibranium thumbs up this episode.
Mine was his training montage for sure because I loved seeing Sam doing flips and throwing the shield because I was like, he's agile as fuck.
Okay, if you're gonna give it to that, then I'll give it to the fight scene at the beginning because just the whole thing is a lot.
It was so good
going on there. But if you like this, don't forget to leave a like on this video, subscribe if you want to see more videos just like this, and join us next week for the finale.
The final episode.
Yes. Thank you for coming here. We have been No Thumbs Up. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, give us some subscribes, give us some comments, and go check out the other 4 videos before this one, because you probably have no fucking clue what we were talking about this entire video.
Probably now you don't even watch Falcon and Winter Soldier. What the heck's wrong?
Yeah, this guy's a poser. What are you doing here, man? Like, get out of here. But yeah, that's just 2 idiots talking about a show for kids.
Peace.
No!
Ah!